No, they will take money orders, okay? They've got to take money orders.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
That is a check.
Right.
Who are you dealing with, the county or the state?
It's the city and county of San Francisco. It's called both. City and county of San Francisco.
Go to the fucking state.
All right, I'll do that.
God. I don't know how many times I've gone over this stuff with you guys before.
Why you said yourself that it's a fraud, that was the false marriage that they made.
Yes, but you've got to get the damn contract to get the fuck out.
Right. I know that.
Okay.
It's not easy. Okay, I'll go to the state and do it then, because I'll just tell them they're not cooperating with me.
Yeah,
yes,
I got
sometimes you can do it online with the state if you got a debit card or something.
Right, I got that.
That's what I did. $21 online got me the new copy from the state.
Okay, that's what I'll do then.
But if you've got one that has a race, state of California or whatever seal on it, under the state seal, then basically, and it's got a red number at the bottom, okay, a sequencing number, that's a bonded note. And
right.
that's certified.
It looks like that, but it's not from the state. It's from the city and county of San Francisco.
But if it's certified, it's okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm going to use that. I will use
that.
And if they have any other things, that's good enough to start with. They can go find all the other paper.
As long as it's got your registration, vessel registration number on it, that's all you really need.
I got it.
And it's certified, okay?
Right, I got it. It made that other case go away when they impounded my truck. I never heard from them again after I gave them all that stuff, that trump card stuff,
How many people you got on here now, Tom?
Just 3 of us. 4 of us. Steve, Don, you and I.
You gotta be shitting me.
I listened to the recording Sunday. I wasn't home Sunday. I was in Nevada. I had to go out of town and go get some materials. Went and got some rock.
Okay, this is going to be a very short call then, okay?
That's okay. That's fine.
You need to do your bankruptcy filing, B10 bankruptcy filing. But you need to come in as a United States private enterprise free state. Okay, not an E-state, but a free state.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you said we're small government units.
Yes, and you are a state government. Okay?
Yeah, we're a state. Yeah, a state, but we're a state, yeah.
Yes, and that's the states are all addressed in the Constitution. So you have state rights for the Constitution. They cannot infringe upon the rights of another state. You've got to stop acting like an individual. You need to be the state ambassador of your free state.
Yeah. Sounds good. State ambassador of your free state.
And then basically you're coming in under a state forced with your lieu taxes. You're coming in with your state taxes against these items for $10 billion, and then you're going to submit that, have that ordered to be submitted to the U.S. Attorney's Office and to the U.S. trustees right there in that bankruptcy complex. You don't need to go to the state attorney general.
U.S. attorney and...
The U.S. attorneys and the state and the U.S. trustees.
Right, United States trustee, right.
And basically they are financial agents. They are bar financial agents for the chief financial officer of the bankrupt corporate, the Federal Bankrupt Corporation, United States.
Right.
And see, it's a federal corporation, so it encompasses all the other governmental states, not the free state. They can't control the free man.
Okay.
And see, you are a landmass. You are recorded that way initially into the land records.
Right.
That's the recording that went on at the county. That was a land record recording. So you had metes and bounds in the process with your birth weight, height, and all that stuff to become a state. And that's all that a state needs, is to have metes and bounds, borders on it.
Right, description.
And then basically it's addressed in the Constitution numerous times over that one state cannot infringe upon the rights of another state. And that's where they were addressing the fact about being a foreign state. You are foreign to the other states, even the state that you're living within. It is just a governmental state. It's not a real land-based state,
Yeah.
per se. The boundaries, yeah, for the state, but basically the boundaries of the state aren't what's taking you into court. It's the governmental people that are over that boundary. But they can't infringe upon another state that's located within that state. I addressed this years ago, that there's over 300 million states in this country. We're not, an E-state is nothing but an enterprise state. That's what the E stands for, is enterprise.
Yeah.
And you're a private enterprise state, but a private enterprise free state, because you're over the age of 25.
That is so good. That's so
And then
good.
you turn around and you file your bankruptcy in, and you come in as a state-ordered involuntary bankruptcy of these commercial contracts, and they've got 24 hours to settle this. You put the time limit. You're the state. That's where we were missing the power we needed. We needed our state power, not our individual rights and powers as a person or as a people.
Right, like when you do paperwork and you're the clerk of your court and you're the judge of your court, then they stand back. They listen. Like they did before. I'm just saying, but that's almost the same as being a state, being a court.
State has more authority, okay? The courts work for the state.
Yeah.
Okay?
They say that, but
The
when you go to the Secretary of the State,
Constitution, okay?
but when you go to the Secretary of the State to see if that court is under the Secretary of the State, they gave me a
You don't even bother going to the fucking Secretary of the State anymore.
I'm just
You're
saying what I learned.
State.
You don't have
You're
to
a
get mad.
private state. You do
Listen,
your
they
own
said-
fucking shit.
I understand that, but what I said is I have proof that their state, their courts don't even exist under the Secretary of the State. They're foreign. They're not even.
No, they're not. No,
foreign.
they do operate under the state. They operate under the state, but the or Secretary of State doesn't have control over them.
Okay.
Who has control over them? The Chief Financial Officer of the state, the Attorney General.
Right.
He has control over all of the corporations within that state.
Okay.
And then he's only working really for the United States, the federal United States Attorney General.
Right.
Because they're all under the federal maritime commercial system. So they've all merged together in this endeavor. But the hammer we needed to have was that we needed to come in as a state, not as an individual.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I was pushing close to it in the last documents I had. And I'm not posting any more documents into you, Tom.
Oh.
Okay, I'm done. People want a document from me, they come and they pay me. I'm through with this shit about giving free shit away and not having any support whatsoever from these people out here.
Yeah, I just got back. I heard your request. I'll help you out with something there. I'll be sending you some.
Well, if I get this done in tomorrow and see, I'm going to fax a copy of this into the Attorney General's office, into the U.S. Trustee's office, into the Clerk of the Court, and then follow up with a hard copy into the Clerk of the Court to where they'll have it tomorrow or Friday in the endeavor with the wedding signature, but they will start operating now with my state court orders. Or else.
Hmm.
See, that's where we were missing the damn problem. You go into these Ricky Mouse courts, you didn't know that basically that court had no jurisdiction over you, period. Because you're a private enterprise free state.
Yep.
They knew it. But they weren't going to tell you that because they wanted you to keep coming back to them as a damn debtor. Not as a free person. They wanted to keep you in a false sense of indentured servitude to them. Totally in violation of the Constitution and everything. So when you stand in Admiralty, they have no damn jurisdiction over you whatsoever. So like I said, you put your stuff in, you make it noted in the one block there, who the noticers to go to the Attorney General, to the U.S. attorneys, and to the U.S. trustee. And you put your nomenclature down that you are a state ambassador. Like in my case, State Ambassador Patrick, _Divine. People just don't realize that basically I've got the damn answer here, and basically they think that basically I'm too rough on them or whatever.
No, you have the right to say what you said, man. It's not, you're not out of line. Don't worry about that. Good. Everybody needs support, and everybody should be helping you out as much as they can.
I mean, basically people can't pick up the dictionary or pick up the Constitution, read it, understand what the hell it's saying. Somebody's got to sit down here and explain every damn little thing to them. I'm getting sick of it.
Yep.
And then they have only 3 or 4 people on the damn call, I'm sick of that shit too.
Well, I've only missed.
Now, when I was doing the 1099Bs, which we were doing the wrong damn thing, shit, I had hundreds of people on the damn calls. When I was on some of those talk shows and different things with people. People don't want to ask the questions out here. They don't want to break out the forms, look at them, and study them before they do ask a question. Look at the documents that I have posted up there. Questions come in that basically the people haven't even looked at the form, understood what's being said there before they're asking questions. I don't know how half you people ever graduated from high school. The only thing I can imagine is that you must have been a cheater then, because you're a cheater now. And you're cheating yourself.
Well, it is convenient to get the vocabulary. Like when you do definitions, it is nice to be able to just read it and understand it and learn it. I mean, that's, was kind of a luxury.
But you need to basically go in and look up other words, okay?
Yeah.
That you don't understand. People sit here and they think they understand every fucking thing under the world, under the sun. And they don't even understand the simple, basic things like the damn Constitution. Or the Bill of Rights. Or knowing that basically you are a landmass and you came from the land and you're going to go back to the land. So you are a landmass. You are a state unto yourself. People don't understand that there's a big difference between Admiralty and maritime. Most people have argued for years that basically they're the same damn thing. Oh, that's got fringe around the flag. That we can't have that. That's in Admiralty. We can't be in Admiralty. Bullshit, that's where we want to be. Even in the Pirates of the Caribbean, the movie, who won out at the end? The Admiralty.
Admiralty is the highest jurisdiction in the system.
That's right. It's the royalty. And you are the royalty. And I've explained that over the years about America. It's 3 words. I-can.
To be admired.
No, it's a prince as an individual who has understanding. That's what an American really is a prince of the land as an individual who has knowledge and understanding. That's what can means. Understanding. Admiralty, the first 5 letters in Admiralty are prince. In all the wars and everything, who was the one? The king didn't go on board the ships, the fleet, the Admiralty. It was the prince that went out. Numerous movies out here about that. The young prince has to make his mark before he can come back to the royal household.
So are you the admiral in Admiralty?
You are the prince in Admiralty.
The prince is distinguished, but away from the admiral.
Admiralty is basically the first 5 letters of Admiralty are prince. An emir is a prince of a sovereign, a king, a sultan, or a god. And see, you are your own prince of your own god, father, as the Son of Man. The Father can't go out to war because he's the God. He's the Spirit. The Spirit can sort of go along and support the understanding to the Prince, but the Spirit cannot go out and do the fighting for you.
Because it's inside you.
It's basically the little, I don't know how many grams they said, but basically it's the item that basically is tied into the universe. Okay? It's like a little seed, a mustard seed.
Yeah, it weighs
so small
about 2
you
grams.
can't see it.
Yeah, it weighs about 2 grams, yeah.
And basically they've done case studies of that, weighing somebody right before they died and then weighing them right after they died. And basically there was a loss of body mass, what they call body mass. All of a sudden something was missing. The spirit left the body. Captain Jack Sparrow in the first Pirates of the Caribbean. Death and resurrection. He picked up one of the coins from the treasure chest, from Cortez's treasure. He essentially died at that point in time. He gave his blood back with it, back into the chest, and he came back to life. He was playing Jesus Christ in the damn Pirates of the Caribbean, but people didn't see it that way.
So we're all the Son of Man. Each one of us is a Son of Man.
You're the son of your own Godfather, okay?
Yep.
You're not the son of my God. I got my own God.
Right. We're each gods. Each one of us is our own God.
Yes, we each have our own spirit. And then, like I said, the name and the birth date and everything else all have a harmonic effect upon that spirit. Because the spirit is operating in a harmonic field. So anyway, that's the thing you got to do. You turn around, you do your bankruptcy, you got to come in as a United States private enterprise, free state, okay, in the endeavor. You're the creditor, the owner, the creditor, and the ambassador or post. You're also a postmaster because you have a post, unless you try and fight the postal system and think that the postal system is part of the federal system. It's not. Okay? You get a post number out of the local post office, and that is your private post office. It's a post office. It's not a postal office. And see, that marks when you put the post in the ground or the mailbox on your house, that now establishes your resident. See, you are now have a fixed state of land, a location. And you need to have that. By having one in the post office, you don't have it. You're just a rogue. There's been a lot of misconception out here in the patriot community all these years to try and keep everybody from getting to this point.
I agree. I think there's been a few MK Ultra patients that control the others. Yeah, there's been people that steer us wrong.
Yes, for over 40-some years, basically, this has been the MO of the bankers, is to infiltrate and get people out here to deceive the other people and lead them astray, because most people want to follow a fucking leader.
Pied Piper.
Yeah. They don't want to go out and do anything on their own. They don't want to try anything. They don't want to fight things. Hell, I've got probably a 3-inch file at my county attorney's office from all the stuff that I sent to him, all the faxes and everything else. All the shit that I sent into the courts, into the attorney generals. They know I was getting close on a lot of this stuff. I just needed to back up and pull it all together, because I had the thing about being an ambassador, about being a private state before, that I didn't see that basically it was backed up by the full items in the Constitution at that point in time. That I knew, and I said that well over 4 or 5 years ago, that there's over 300 million states in this country. Only 51 or 50 of them are basically identified with a damn star. They don't have enough room to put the 300 million stars on there. So we're private anyway, so we don't need to have our star out there. We will fly our own individual flag. Don't tread on me. Because I'm a private enterprise free state. And we have the state rights to come in and claim our state assets. And that's why we have the right to basically order a 24-hour settlement as a state. Because we're not coming in under the commercial endeavor. We're liquidating that process. Okay, any other questions?
Well, I just wanted to say, Pat, thank you for all your documents you did. And I do, off in the background, I do read them and completely understand them and look up the words, and I listen to your calls, and it all makes complete sense to me. So I really don't, have a lot of questions for you, but I am off in the background and appreciate, your endeavors and all your hard work. And if I could help you, I really would, but I'm in a slump too, just like you. But when I do get out of it, I'll be the first one to help you out. Just wanted, to know that I'm still here supporting you.
Well, I appreciate that. At least you give me the acknowledgement, okay?
You're very welcome.
Most of these other people that come in on the call and half of them won't even come in on the call but they'll listen to the call, they'll download it and listen to it. And, yeah, I'm a little rough around the edges, but that's me, okay? Get over it, okay?
Yep.
I had rough teachers, and I had mediocre teachers, and I had real pleasant teachers. I think I learned more from my rough teachers than I did the others.
Right.
Because it's stuck.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm witness to that.
And basically, that Checkmate, if you send your receipts in, I would still do the Checkmate to go along with it, okay? Because now you have something that you put the check in and order the payment to be made to you in the process. Either in debt-free money or money orders. Get away from their damn commercial checks. Even Treasury checks. All your IRS bills and everything else, you turn around and you put a claim in against that process it through the U.S. attorneys and the U.S. trustees in that bankruptcy court, and you're coming in as a private enterprise free state to claim your taxes that they've been withholding from you. All those taxes are owed back to the state or to the Treasury. And as we are the state, they're owed to us. But they've been depriving us because we've been acting like as an individual instead of as a state. Because they can't mess with a state, but they can mess with an individual.
Because an individual divides himself, right? Individe UL?
Yeah.
Individe.
Yeah, until you pull yourself together in your state, you're divided.
Hmm.
Well, it's been a lot of smoke and mirrors or labyrinth or whatever. It's just one big puzzle to figure it out. It's like learning how to pick a lock.
Yeah.
And then basically you turn around and the IDs that I had up there before, you turn around, you can modify them as a private, as a state ambassador for a United States private enterprise free state ID. You don't need to go and get a passport from the World Enterprise or from the Secretary of the State or any of that stuff. You have a God. You can create your own shit. Hell, that's what I've been doing all along with all these forms. I've been creating the damn shit. I don't go asking the state to do this for me. that governmental state to do it for me, they wouldn't do it anyway. You do it, and you are a private state. There's people who travel around the world basically on their own documents. The Bible or whatever. And see, when you get yourself fully established that you are one of the states of the United States, then you have that full power to basically issue your own identification, your own rules and regulations. You don't have to conform to any of those foreign state regulations because they can't infringe upon your freedoms. Your rights, your powers, and your freedoms. Your liberties. Okay. Nothing else? Call it a night, Tom.
Are we sending in just one master B10 now and doing all the rest of the vessels in a manifest?
Yes, put them down in a manifest. In order of the U.S. attorneys and the trustees to go and get them. Send out the marshals to bring all that shit in. All your court cases, all your bank accounts.
And we can continue to do set-offs for our current bills, or is this all one shot now?
Yes, you turn around and go for the utility company, okay? You're a private state now. You turn around and you put the charge into them in bankruptcy to set the thing off.
Right.
They had the usage of your treasury assets, so you have the right to claim that as a tax.
Right. Okay.
You're a state.
Yeah, I understand the purpose of the documents. I was just trying to get fixed on the timing of it and how we package it. That really is clear that taxing is a strong weapon. And I like that.
Especially when you're doing it as a state tax. It's your state tax.
Right. And the fact that we are one of the states of the United States.
One of the many,
The 11th Amendment comes into play here with our relationships to our foreign state?
The Constitution has it pretty well addressed, okay? And then the 10th Amendment basically addresses the rights and the powers, or the powers reserved to the states and to the people.
Right. And the 11th talks about how...
As a people, until you became a state, as a free state, you were a people.
Right.
Okay? Until you come to the age of 25, you are classified as a people.
Okay. So being a state has even more oomph to it then.
Yes. So when you become, and see, that's when you're supposed to become free, was at the age of 25. So by becoming free, you became a free state at the age of 25.
Mm-hmm.
You were supposed to, anyway.
That's true.
But most everybody's walking around here as an indentured servant to the damn federal corporation.
Yeah, I've been doing that for a long time. Okay, thank you.
Now you can see why some of these accounts are as big as they are. Because they're state accounts. They're not an individual account. They're a state asset account.
Hmm. . 'Cause Because our ancestors' inheritance are rolling over into them, making it bigger and bigger?
You would go, when you figure this out, okay, when you get out of the system, you ought to be able to figure out what you need to do the next step to go after theirs, okay?
No, I was just thinking that we're in a state with a bigger account because these ancestors are actually inherently part of it. Yes, we have to go after it later, but they're a part of it.
Yes, they have. Then they're buried, okay? They're buried
Right.
states, and basically the federal corporation and the churches and everything else have them under a 999-year lease.
Yeah, I like that number.
Yeah, one shy of 1,000.
Turn it upside down, too.
Yeah, and then you've got the 666, the mark of the beast. All this shit's been right there.
Buried 999, huh?
Huh?
A 666 figuratively is a buried 999.
It's what he's been saying.
Yeah.
Yes. 999, you flip it upside down into 666.
Right, it's buried,
So
right.
it's a hidden 666. But basically, why wouldn't they have 1,000 years? Because they had to have the mark of the beast showing out there of what they were doing. Not that half these countries will ever last for 1,000 years, except maybe the Church of Rome. That one seemed to hang in there for quite a long time. And they're the ones that caused the damn Black Ages in Europe, depriving the people of their assets, and then going after the Knights Templars who were trying to free the people from the monarchs and from the church.
Mm-hmm.
And most of them are in Switzerland.
Huh?
Most of them are in Switzerland right now.
No, they aren't. Most of the ones that are in Switzerland there are working for the Church of Rome.
Okay.
Who supplies the guard at the Vatican?
Right, Swiss Army.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're working hand in hand.
Yeah, they're not working for the free people like they used to. They've got converted.
No, they're not working for the free people whatsoever, okay? They're hoarding the gold, and basically they've got the protected vaults in the damn mountains there that are basically are more secured than sitting down at the Bank of Rome.
And the Swiss Army is just sleeping sheep, sleeping trustees, just following orders.
Yep. Just like most everybody else out here, are no better off than Wackenhut, people that work for the Bush cartel.
Yep.
You want a drug cartel? Shit, go after the Bushes. You don't have to go down to Columbia and go after that damn guy down there. He's got enough problems down there living in that country. Let the people down there take care of him.
Tell a lie long enough and big enough, everybody believe it.
Yeah. Okay. So basically that's it.
Okay. Thank you, Patrick, for all you've done for us.
Yeah.
We
Thanks, Pat.
appreciate it.
Okay.
Okay. Have a good night.
We'll talk to you later. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Bye.